As Donald Trump doubles down on his trade war, a relatively anonymous Australian island was surprised to see itself tariffed 29%, despite having no known exports to the U.S. But the situation has quickly turned serious for one local business. Joining me now are Canadians Rachel Evans and Jesse Schiller, whose plastic-free hair tie business Kushu is headquartered on Norfolk Island. To the both of you, I know it's very late where you are. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much for having us.
Pleasure to be here.
I do want to get into how your business is impacted in just a moment, but if you could you put into words for us just, I suppose, the absurdity of your island being tariffed at 29%?
Yeah, it's very crazy. I'll let you get into the detail.
Norfolk Island made the list of reciprocal tariffs to the surprise of everybody around the world, really. We are a tiny island. We're 5 by 8 kilometers in the middle of the South Pacific Ocean. There you see it on the screen. We don't have an export industry. I think that's why it's gained so much attention. We're also an external territory of Australia, so we don't actually even set our own export limits. And Australia was tariffed only 10%. So there's been media from around the world paying attention to what is otherwise a very beautiful but quiet little island in the South Pacific. And yeah, we've been tied up in it in several ways that we didn't quite expect.
Yeah, in the case of your company, you manufacture in India and Japan, where there are now 26 and 24% tariffs. How will that hit you?
We're still working on that right now. It's still very new, but we're going through trying to figure out how we're going to do the costing.
We have amazing partners across Canada, across the U.S. as well. About 80% of our business goes to the U.S. It's going to bring our tariffs up to 45% from India and less from Japan. Everything is made ethically. So yeah, it's a game changer. I think for us, we are going to do our best to not pass on the cost or pass on as little as it can, even though we are very tight on margins. But it's already been such a tough couple of years for consumers with interest rates and inflation being so high. I think for us, it's part of the bigger picture of, everything in Americans' grocery cart getting more expensive at once, and how do they stomach that? And I think that's the hardest part, especially for small businesses out there that, are really trying to do it the right way. We take so much pride in sourcing sustainably and ethically. And it's going to be a really, it's a really uncertain and kind of scary time.
Can you manufacture in Canada, or can you explain to our viewers why you took the decision to offshore?
So we're about 15 years old. We were based in and founded Kushu, our company, in Vancouver, and we functioned there for the first 10 years. And the closest place we could manufacture was, we looked across all of Canada, but the garment industry is really small in Canada, and LA was the closest. It was a 3-hour flight, and they did like really cool textile dyeing. So that was fantastic for us. So we actually manufactured in East LA for 8 years, and it worked okay margin-wise when it was direct to customer. But as soon as there was the wholesale business, so going through a retailer, our margin just couldn't, the price had to go up. And the price for our products hit a limit where customers were not willing to pay the price to have them made in Los Angeles, in America. So at that point, we looked abroad. We were always wanting to work with fair trade facilities. It's really important for us, for our whole supply chain to uplift. And we found a great partner, as you see, in India and in Japan. So we have tried to do it in America. So it's kind of nice for us to know we've done, and when things get tight over COVID, we go back and use that partner if we need to, which is great. But the price, even with the tariff, it's so much more competitive to still do it remotely and with fair wages than it is to pay what it is to manufacture in North America.
I've got like 10 seconds left. Can you tell our viewers in Canada how they can support you?
There's so many great small businesses across the country. In Ontario, there's the Big Carrot, I believe, in Ecotique in Toronto, Whole Foods across the country. We have small businesses partners coast to coast. The best way to find one closest to you is to give us a quick email, jump on our Instagram and send us a message. But just really appreciate everybody out there right now supporting small businesses, consciously operated businesses where possible. It makes such a big difference. Can't tell you. Half our team is in Canada, and it just means the world to everybody that, it just makes such a big difference. It's kind of the backbone of so many communities, small business.
Okay. So thank you all so much. Really appreciate the Canadian community more than ever.
Rachel and Jesse, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it this morning or tonight for you.
Yes, yeah, it's wrapping up our workday.
Have a
Take
great
care.
day, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you.